Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Atma podcast, where we give you the tips, tools, and strategies you need to be successful in marketing your business. My name is Brian, and I'll be your host today. In this season, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be interviewing countless business owners and their journey as business owners in 2021, what's happened in 2022, post-pandemic, but also how they've adapted to this new age of business. So today, I do have a special guest. We're going to be interviewing Staci Hill with Zen with Staci. Say hello, Staci.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you for being here. I know you're excited. You've got a very interesting business, and we definitely want to talk about that. But before we get into the show today, I do want to make sure we say thank you to our sponsors. The first sponsor, of course, is this wonderful place that we're in right now, Nuvo Desk Coworking. Nuvo Desk Coworking is a collaboration office area meant for business owners and entrepreneurs to think big. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, and needing an office space, conference rooms, or just a place to work, visit nuvodesk.com and get a free day pass. And our second sponsor is BFF Asian Grill and Sports Bar. BFF is located here in Arlington, Texas, off of Lamar. And if you're wanting some delicious Asian cuisine while watching some awesome sports, that's the place to go. So visit bffasiangrill.com. So now, let's get into the show, Staci. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about your business and what you do. So I have a couple of questions for you. The first one is, obviously, you're Zen with Staci. Tell us about that business. Tell us what you do, and tell our viewers, a little bit about your services.
All right. Well, Zen with Staci is all about Zen. So I offer several things under that umbrella. So I offer sound meditation, essential oils, working with emotional release. I offer Reiki, guided meditation, and just a rim of things that help with Zen. And I'm also a yoga instructor.
Well, that's a lot of services that are now needed in this post-pandemic with this whole thing where we've been quarantined and we've been stuck at home and, people working remote. Like, first thing, it was really, really cool, but now it's like, okay, since I'm working from home, my just so you know, my dad is actually a counselor, psychiatrist, and so the levels of depression and isolation, all that has gone up. So meditation and yoga is so important nowadays. So tell me a little bit more about like the process if somebody were to come to you and saying, hey, I want to learn about your services. How does that process look like?
So for my sound meditation, you would go to my website and book a ticket. You would come to our location, or I could come out to you and you could book a party with me. And I would play beautiful music with a gong, flute, singing bowls, and you would just lay there and relax, and there's no movement required. And it's just amazing how people feel afterwards. And the vibrations of the gong just flow like ocean waves in the body and just allow all those emotional blockages just to release out of the body.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So what made you want to get into this business?
Well, I actually had a corporate job for 20 years, and I was about to just really go crazy in my mind because it just was a really hard situation. So I retired after 20 years and decided basically just to kind of figure out what Staci wanted to do when she grew up, even though I was older in my 30s. So I decided I was going to own my own business and do things that help other people. And so I got into sound meditation, yoga. I've been doing essential oils since 2008 and helping people doing emotional release. So it's just been an amazing process, and it just warms my heart to be able to help other people.
Right. And because, a lot of people are now just, with this whole post-pandemic, they've taken a lot more consideration into their health. How has that affected your business? Have you felt like an increase of people interested in what you do?
Definitely. So our classes are full. They have been booking out within a week. And so it's been an amazing feeling to be able to help people. People are really struggling. And for counselors out there, they're so busy that I'm able to kind of step in and just kind of be kind of like a joint partner with them, and they can go to their counselor, but they can also come to me, and we can work out all those situations that they're going through, because it's been hard for so many people, and they have so many emotions, and they don't know what to do.
Right. Well, so if you're listening to this, you definitely do. if you're interested in those kinds of things and focusing on your mental health and your emotions, and you're really struggling, hey, Zen with Staci's here. Staci's here to help you guys, and I know it's a big deal nowadays here in post-pandemic. So let's talk about, obviously you have your business, it's doing great now, but let's talk about, you just talked about, hey, you can visit my website and set up a ticket, and so that way they can book an appointment with you, or book a event with you. So when you were starting out, like, what was that process like? How did you get started? What kind of softwares did you use? Did you have somebody help you?
Oh, that's a funny story. So basically, I was just using Facebook and saying, hey, if you want to come to my sound meditation, or you want to come and work with essential oils and do an emotional release with me, so just Venmo me, and then I will contact you by text. So that's how it was. It was very basic. And now it's so nice to have a website they can go to. The tickets are already on there. I can send them information from that website. So it's much different. I've come a long way.
So a lot of people do start with just Facebook, right? Like that's like their first thing that they think of is like, okay, I'm gonna have a Facebook page because I know I need social media. So when you were starting out, like, if after going through the motions and going through this journey, right? What would you have done differently when starting the business?
Well, I probably would have hired someone to help me with social media, because I've had to learn these steps on my own, and it takes a lot of time. So I'll sit there for hours because I don't know what I'm doing, and I have to learn these processes, and you do it over and over, and you have to do it for the same event over and over, and it's a lot of work. I applaud y'all for doing what you do, because people need y'all.
Oh yeah. So it's funny because, like, when we think of social media, we think of digital marketing. 9 times out of 10, a business owner thinks of one thing, right? And the problem with digital marketing, and the problem with marketing in general, is it has, I mean, there's a lot of that goes into marketing, right? So we network together, right? We're in the same networking group at Burleson Referrals, and that's just part of our marketing strategy. So you have this website, you have social media, you have networking. I mean, let's just go down the list of everything that you do for marketing. What all do you do for marketing?
Well, only what I know. So I have my website, I have Facebook, I'm learning Instagram. Like, I am a baby in Instagram because I'm learning how to do all these different things, and I feel like I'm an old soul that doesn't know anything about all this social media. I'm also using different sites like events.com and different things, just what I know. I'm sure there's a lot more that I need to learn, and I'm looking forward to expanding and maybe hiring a company like yours to help me with that.
Awesome. Hey, we're happy to help you.
Yeah.
And so, like, you've done research, though. There is a plethora of platforms out there, right?
Definitely.
And so, I tell people all the time, when it comes to marketing, you're pretty much hiring a researcher at that point, because there's so many things, there's so many avenues on how to market your business. And like you said, right, you start with Facebook and you got the website, and then you do networking, but you're like, I'm discovering Instagram. Well, we got Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, LinkedIn. Like, where do we begin, right? And it can get very overwhelming for a business owner. Have you ever felt overwhelmed when it comes to marketing?
Oh, definitely. Yesterday, somebody said, have you been on TikTok? And I'm like, I haven't even seen a video for TikTok. And they're like, what? And so it makes me a little nervous to kind of jump out there, but I guess I need to get on the bandwagon and go for it. So
right. And I think the biggest thing for, like, any business owner, I mean, the cool thing about you, though, is, like, and this is, the ideal business owner needs to just go ahead and jump in. It doesn't matter, if they're knowledgeable or not. You're a risk taker at the end of the day. You said, hey, I'm going to start my own business. How long were you when you retired from your corporate world?
So I was probably 38.
And then you've been there how long?
20 years.
20 years. So, like, you just said, I'm just going to do something that makes me happy, right?
Exactly.
And so, when people are doing business, they just like, hey, I'm just going to, I just got to jump, right? I've just got to jump in. What's funny about that? So we have very similar stories, and people that have listened into this podcast probably have heard this multiple times, but similar stories. So I was in the fitness industry. I ran 6 gyms, and then I just got fed up with corporate America. I didn't last as long as you, though. I give you kudos. You lasted 20 years.
I go all in, I go all in.
I lasted, I think, 4 years, or 3 or 4 years, and then I was like, you know what, this, I just didn't, you just can't. You got to do something that's happy for you, right? So I left the corporate world and started my first business with Ruben, my business partner, and it actually was not digital marketing. It was a clothing company.
Interesting.
And it failed like bottom, like no. And everybody's like, well, why do you tell us sorry? It's because, the thing about business owners and entrepreneurs is it's okay to fail, but you just got to keep on going, right? It's about the perseverance. And all of this that we learned, digital marketing, started with that business. Like, we were in the same boat as you. We were like, where do we start? So we started with Facebook, and then it just turned into this entire like arsenal of things that we had to do. So we built our own website. We learned how to build our own website because we didn't have money to hire a marketing company. So it's funny that you talk about like your journey, and those that are listening right now, we want to make sure that everybody knows, like, you're not alone, right? You're not alone when it comes to business ownership and entrepreneurship. It is a big task. It's a lot more than what people think. And that's why we give you the tips, tools, and strategies. So that way you can learn from our mistakes, right? And so, Staci, where can people find you? You said you have Facebook, you have a website. Where can people find you so they can reach out to you if they have any questions about your services?
So my website is www.zenwithstaci.com, and that's STACI. Also on Facebook, it's Staci, Zen with Staci, and on Instagram, it's Zen with Staci. So it's pretty simple, ZenWithStaci.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Staci, for joining us. Once again, we're happy that you came, talked about your business. We're going to be back next in our next episode. We're going to be interviewing Apex Cleaning Concepts and their journey as business owners and how they've gotten started. So we want to say thank you again to our sponsors, Nuvadesk Co-working and BFF Asian Grill, for supporting this podcast. My name is Brian, and we will see you next time.